The blood moon loomed large above the ruins of the city we called home, its crimson gaze haunting the horizon. Day 190 in this grim realm was upon us, and I found myself bracing for yet another night of terror alongside Pose. Our fortress, a simple construction to trick the simple undead minds. It offered some protection against the ravenous undead, but anxiety coiled tightly around my heart as the seventh night approached. Krusty, the third survivor and a dear friend, had vanished without a trace, leaving Pose and me to face the impending zombie horde alone. The weight of his absence bore down on us like a leaden burden as we prepared ourselves within the intricate architecture we had constructed in a rush. This wall was less than a shelter. It was a concrete and steel construct designed with a macabre ingenuity. As we braced for the seventh night, my heart raced with a mixture of hope and trepidation. You see, we had devised a contraption, a devious mechanism that took advantage of the zombies' limited cognitive abilities. The undead would mindlessly run long, snarking stairs that led to a dark tunnel. Their eyes, void of reason, would remain fixated on us, their prey. Little did they know that the tunnel had no floor, and as they stepped into the void, they would plummet back down beside the stairs. Undeterred by their fall, they would ascend to the stairs again, only to repeat this cycle indefinitely. This ingenious trap was our slender thread of defense in the face of overwhelming odds. It bought us precious time as the zombies were trapped in their futile, repetitive march. As the eerie glow of twilight bathed the construction, we heard the first shuffling steps of the undead approaching. My heart pounded in my chest like a war drum, and the sight of their glowing eyes sent a shiver down my spine. We were standing above ground in the last bastion of hope in this grim world, and the fate of humanity seemed to rest on our shoulders. Well, how much of humanity was left after all? Time and again the zombies fell into the dark void, only to mindlessly ascend the stairs once more. It was a strange dance that taunted us with a ceaseless repetition. But as the night dragged on, our nerves wore thin. Pose and I stood side by side, our weapons clenched in trembling hands. The sound of the undead echoed loud in our ears. Their guttural moans and raspy breaths filled the night air. The eerie symphony of horror was enough to test even the strongest of wills. Pose's determination mirrored mine, and the friendship we shared was a beacon in the encroaching darkness. The little drone with its teddy bear head hovered beside me, its presence a soothing reminder of happier days. With every moment, the horde turned angrier. The contraption we had crafted proved effective, but it was not without its limits. We knew that the zombies would eventually break free from the loop, and we wanted to avoid that. We had to eliminate them first. In the distance, the crimson glare of the blood moon intensified, casting an eerie glow on the concrete wall. The seventh night awashed the world in a surreal crimson hue. The relentless rhythm of the zombies' footsteps echoed in the air, as they're mindlessly repeating their journey. The contraption we had devised offered us a fleeting advantage, but we had to make every second count. The zombies would run up the stairs, their vacant eyes locked on us, before tumbling down into the dark void next to the tunnel's entrance. Those precious moments when they were in our line of sight were all we had to thin their ranks. Gunshots shattered the night, and bullets tore through the approaching zombies. Some fell instantly, while others staggered but quickly regained their footing. We know that our shots wouldn't stop them permanently, but we aimed to slow their advance. Knowing my little drone close, I couldn't help but smile at the sight of its teddy bear head. Once my dearest childhood friend, the drone had become the source of comfort and support during these dark times. It seemed to have its own personality. I caught myself talking to it from time to time. It made me feel lighter for a short while, but maybe the loneliness made us desperate. The threat had become worse as the days and weeks passed, the radiated eerie green glow now a commonplace sight. The undead's relentless aggression had grown more pronounced, and I could sense their anger with every step they took. Among them, now even armored military zombies packed with dynamite on their chest, ready to explode upon drawing near. But we weren't unprepared. Turrets mounted on the floors roared to life, unleashing a barrage of bullets that erected a grisly barricade between us and the undead. In our quest for survival, we had scoured abandoned buildings, unearthing superior weapons and ammunition. Armed with these tools, we fought fiercely, determined to outlast the horrors that besieged us. These were weapons of desperation, but they allowed us to preserve. Dr. Jen, the mysterious trader from the city, had become our lifeline. Amidst the chaos, capitalism persisted and her thriving business supplied us with essential resources. And despite everything, she seemed to have not lost her happiness and humor. We completed jobs for her, and in return, she provided us with the means to survive in this harsh and unforgiving world. And a smile that felt like one of the biggest gifts you could ask for. Throughout the night, the air was heavy with the mist of decay, and the relentless wave of groans and screams from the undead clawed at my nerves. Fear scratched at my soul, but I clung to my friendship with Posa as much as I clung to my pistol, knowing that together we were stronger. Suddenly, amidst the sounds of groans and moans, a chilling new sound pierced the air. The radiated zombies began to spit acidic projectiles towards our steel cage that gave us the protection we hoped for. The projectiles arced through the night sky, leaving a sinister trail of green light in their wake. One of the globals passed through the grate near Posa and me, sizzling on impact and releasing a noxious vapor. We instinctively ducked, avoiding a direct hit, but the corrosive substance still managed to splatter on us. The acrid smell of burning flesh filled the air, and we gritted our teeth against searing pain. Despite the light burns, we refused to be deterred. Our determination only intensified, fueled by a mixture of fear and adrenaline. Now more than ever we returned fire, aiming our weapons at the oncoming horde even as the acid rained down around us. As the first light of morning pierced through the horizon, the blood moon began to wane, and the frenzy of the undead subsided. Another horde night survived. Exhausted and relieved, I allowed myself a moment of respite. The little drone nudged my shoulder, seemed to share in our triumph. Its presence a constant reminder of our journey. It had witnessed our bravery and struggles, just as it had followed us through the countless hardships since the apocalypse began. And just like the zombies trapped in their endless loop, the undead had followed their cyclical path, driven only by their primal urge to hunt and feed. Their loop was a simple existence, void of purpose and meaning, but for us, the survivors, the never-ending loop of raids every 7 days was a testament to our tenacity and our struggle to survive. Every week, like a clockwork, we faced the oncoming hordes. With each passing day, we prepared for the relentless onslaught. It was a grueling cycle of fortifications, scavenging, and bracing ourselves for the dark night when the zombies would rise once more. In this post-apocalyptic world, we found purpose in the unending loop. It was the testament to our human spirit that even in the face of unsurmountable odds, we fought on, undeterred by the horrors that surrounded us.